Hello everyone, welcome to yet another stream of Premier Chess Academy. We have come up with another exciting event which is called as Royal Rumble. And today it's not just standard chess, it's chess 960. Rajat, would you like to also hello everyone? Hi Rajat, Anshul, Ankush, Aniket, welcome to the commentary box. There are some newcomers today. Anshul, Aniket are new joining us in the commentary box today. And yeah, so coming back, Rajat, talking about Chess 960, what are your thoughts? Can you explain to the audience what is Chess 960 and what are we going to do today?
Yeah, hello everyone. So it's our third event. So last time we have discussed about the normal standard chess, but this time we are having chess 960. So in this, the pieces are randomly placed. Basically, it was made by Bobby Fischer. I know that most of you know about Bobby Fischer. Bobby Fischer actually said that chess is more about creativity. So what he did was rather than memorizing the opening and all, so he create this kind of setup. We also call it as Fisher random. The name of chess 960 is also known as Fisher random. That's why the name is called like that way. And in that we have total 960 combination of pieces that we can set. So 960 position we are having in this chess 960. That's why the name is now chess 960, and it will be very creative for everyone. No memorization, no you don't have to practice any opening or something. Randomly you have to follow, you have to stick to your basic opening principles and all. So the person who are very good in basic about opening principles and all these kind of stuffs, he will be like doing better in the game, I can say. So we can just ask Ankush about the same, like he's doing it for first time maybe, and the first time simulation.
Hi, sir. Yeah, so this is first time I'm hosting a simultaneous of 960. I don't usually play 960, but it is actually good format. As Rajat sir said, we don't have to memorize the openings, right? So this is good for kids who are learning chess. They should play this more because you have to strategically place your pieces. You have to come up with your own ways for piece placement, and you have to create your own strategy which is not known by any of the opponents. So one who places the piece better will have a better middle game and will win the game.
Right, so kids buckle up for a good end game, and it should be very interesting to see how does this pan out. Okay, should we wait for more kids to join and then play? Also, I would like to hear Anshul, Aniket, have you guys played chess 960 before? Of course, you might have played it. How do you approach this different format, and what are your thoughts about this format? Like, should we play it like regular chess because certain rules won't apply there, right? Like opening principles, probably not, because it might be that the queen can be in the corner in the starting position, or something different. Like your bishops might be locked in with the pawns, not planning to move out. So how do you approach that? Anshul, Aniket, your thoughts?
Oh, yes. Hello, everyone. So, well, I'm having a very strong, side for the chess 960 because as I felt like that this playing chess 960 also improves your strategy, and it helps you to make good calculations. So, as you don't have to memorize the openings and all, I also recommend my kids to, just play chess 960 often, and try to make your own strategy that releases their creativity out. They try to find the moves which are best on the board. They just don't have to memorize the openings or something like that. So that takes out their creativity, and they can just become good at creating strategies and calculations. So that is what I feel about chess 960, and I will recommend everyone to play it.
Aniket, do you agree? Do you have the same thoughts? And is that also, do you recommend your students while coaching?
Hi everyone. Yeah. I also so the same thought as Anshul had told. The same means chess 960. It's really a nice game. Means it's a night format of chess. In that means everyone has to create their own ideas. We don't have to depend on the lines and all that. So everyone have to create their own ideas. Means basically they have to totally depend on the pieces development and all that things. So create their own ideas and to play the games like that. Same thing.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's quickly jump into the action. Okay, Ankush, are you ready then? Should we go ahead? Should we start?
Yes, sir.
All
We are
right.
starting.
Okay. So the audience was waiting for this. Let's start. Give me a second to just fix the board. 1 second.
So this will be very exciting this time. As you can see that it will be a
Yeah.
simulation with random positions and very complicated position because everybody will be facing different position. And it's very tough to evaluate different position all the time. And that too in a simulation with like having 50 minutes on the clock and having around like 50 kids. So 1 minute, like a bullet, you're playing test 960 and you need to be expert in middle games and all. And your basics should be very strong in that. So Anshul, what do you think about it? Who will win? What will be the score this time? Last time we had 50-50 in the first event, then around 60% win by the coach. This time, what are
Well,
your thoughts? What do you think?
yeah, I feel strongly that our coach is gonna, beat them all. There are going to be hardly some people who's gonna, just come closer to beat them. And I wish them all the best. And as we can see, this is a very interesting position that both are getting a very different pieces on the board. And here, the challenge would be in this kind of position in the chess 960 would be to how they can castle, because generally this castle doesn't work with the rook and the king in this format. I have played this setup of chess 960 earlier too, so making a castling will be a challenge over here.
Yeah, definitely. So, what are your thought? What will be the result exactly? Like 100% by Ankush or like
Well, I'm
what is
sure 96% is nowhere to go.
oh 96? Okay, Aniket, what are your thoughts? What do you think about it? Like,
Mm, I will
have
say
you
just
experienced?
all the best to Ankush sir. That I think he will win. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Any predictions? Any predictions like what he'll be getting this time?
Yeah. What's up?
Any predictions about the scores?
This course regarding, as Anshul sir said, that right regarding the castle, that things means how we will do a castle. That will be a challenge like that. That things.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But according to the this one, like around 25 kids are participating. So what do you think? How many like he will win out of 25?
90%, I think that Ankush sir will win. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, right. So
okay.
we are seeing a lot of positivity here in
Yeah.
terms of scoring because last couple of times also we had similar thoughts in the commentary box, but the kids turned out to be very strong and the kids showed their strength and it was like about 60% score that the coaches managed to do even, and it also comes down to the time. If they have they have more time, it becomes a little bit easier for the coaches, but it's almost like they are playing like bullet games because they have 1 or 2 minutes. And chess 960 in bullet can be very difficult to play. And as you can see, all the positions, a lot of different things are happening uh, because all the kids are kind of playing different moves. Let's see. So let's see this board. Uh, some of the kids have went for some standard opening, I guess. Here he went for playing in the center, but that position is also kind of similar to playing in the center. But like, let's just say, so for the audience, you see, this position is so different. The king is in the corner, the rook is in the center, so the central pawn is here. Ankush has played c4. So he has played the pawn where he frees up the bishop, maybe trying to directly aim towards the king. So a lot of different stuff happening on the board. We are just starting out, so there have been only a couple of moves played through, and it will be interesting to watch as more 20 different positions are in play. And let's see.
Also, we can say that the main agenda of this is like chess 960 is more about your creativeness and like how much you can understand the position better, because it's all about your improving your worst pieces, following the principles and all. And the player who just memorize things and not like following the basic like the kid who's not having basic understanding about the principles or not applying the principles will definitely face the problem in these kind of positions, and the position will be complicated, and the game will be like around, one game will last for around more than 40 moves, I can say around 40 moves, because it is tough in case if you're not going to follow the strategy of attacking, if you'll
Well,
not
this is
win
an
the game in the
interesting
beginning.
position we are watching right now. You can see the Ankush sir is struggling to, guard his F2 square, and bishop is under attack too by the knight the kid has just played. So it will be interesting how he's going to defend, and the kid can bring more attacks on the F2 or not. Though Ankush sir can easily defend it away, like once he can just figure it out to save the bishop, he can just fend this knight away with the pawns. I think he should go for that.
And crazy things will happen as we see here in this position. Also, the queen is at the corner of the board, and yes, there is a knight for threat looming. All right, Aniket, would you like to explain the audience what a fork is?
Yeah, the fork is simply means a double attack. Double attack by a knight means simply in this position we can say that the knight is creating a double attack by the f2 square. See, it's creating an attack on the king also as well as on the queen.
Right?
Yeah, and also the bishop is under attack now, so it's deflecting. I think it's like a deflection puzzle also, right? Deflecting the bishop, just trying to extend that bishop, trade that bishop. So after that, the bishop is guarding the f2 squares, right? The only one defender of that square. So that's why the knight can take advantage after that. So that's they had taken that they had played.
Awesome. And I guess compared to standard chess, I guess here there will be a lot of tactics flowing. So for the audience in the chat, we will be explaining you a lot of tactics while we are going through, as Aniket mentioned, deflection.
Yeah.
Then we'll be getting to fork. We'll be seeing much more chess terms. If you want also to know more chess terms. If we say some chess term which you might not understand, please feel free to write it in the chat and we'll explain you with examples here through the live games. All right, let's jump to a different game. Let's see what's happening here. 4-5 moves happened in a lot of board. Okay, let's jump here. This is the game against Tharnish 1320109. Okay. And this looks like an interesting position where Danish has somehow managed to get his knights ahead. Sorry, okay. Also, Ankush has different colors in each game. Okay, I thought he had all white, which is also very interesting and much more challenging here. Choosing random colors. That's another challenge by taken up by Ankush. So shout out to Ankush there. Uh, and it's very interesting to see White has been able to advance the knights in the center, whereas Ankush knights are still behind. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. You can say it is very challenging for coach also to play these kind of event and that too in a simulation. And even if you see about this game, Darnish have developed the knight, and main thing is Ankush have simply ventured to the bishop, and he's controlling the center. So main principles is we have to develop our knights, we have to get our bishops out, then we need to think about our king safety and all. So whatever the position comes in, you just need to follow the basic strategy like controlling center, developing your knights first, then bishops. So all the pieces you need to improve first, and then you have to go for like attack. Actually, that's
Well,
why
it
it is
seems to
challenging.
be
Yeah.
a very good player. Look at the Danish rating, 1797, almost 1800.
yes,
Well,
Yeah.
it's like he's playing a lot of this, and he must be having a strategy for this kind of setup also. So I believe this Danish kid having a good strategy in his mind. You look at his pawn structure. It seems pretty strong. It is nowhere to can be penetrated. And even if the Ankush are going to move his pawn to c5 or e5, that's still gonna struggle to break to through this pawn structure. So that is really good pawn structure we can see over there, and the knight setups are very pretty in this. Yeah, the challenging for Danish would be to take out the bishops. Okay, so if he's gonna play this pawn to g3 and take the bishop out on g2, so Ankush are already having a bishop on b7 to counter that. And yeah, the queen, the Ankush sir queen is kind of can bring attack on his king side, so that can leverage Ankush sir if he's able to take out the h5 h4 and then try to break over there. So that's going to give a little edge to the Ankush sir. Also he can take out his bishop on d6 to bring more attacks on the king side.
So
So
Aniket, I want to just ask you, what do you think? How Black will develop the pieces? How he should develop his pieces, and what should White follow for the setup? Like how he can develop the bishop and how he can get the rook, which is on h1. What are your thoughts about it? Like,
So to develop the H1, the main idea is to play the H5 like that, H5, H4. After that, trying to create an attack at the king side and see at the Ankush sir's bishop. It's totally well placed. Means when he try to push the d pawn, right? After some times, means in the next some moves, it's creating a locked diagonal, continuing a diagonal, right? So the see the queen also, Ankush sir queen, it's also well placed, creating an attack at the king side, right? So we can say
all
that
right.
Ankush sir is playing good in this, but also we can see that the kid, that Darnish, right? He had developed the knight in the center. That's good. Means he's following the principles, controlling, means as we said that where the knight are strong in the center, right? So he had well placed knight in the center, but see his bishops, where how he will be develop his bishop. As the Anshul sir had said that the pawns are good placed, right? The structure of the pawn, but I think his bishop are little stuck behind the pawn, so he have to develop his bishop. So it will be a great challenge for him also to develop a bishop. How he will develop a bishop and where. But in this position, I can say that Anshul sir position is good. Means after sometimes when he try to play the h5 h4 move, his rook will be developed, and after sometimes his queen and bishop is also good developed. So he can develop just the knights, and his position will be good after some time. I can say that.
Yes, definitely. We can see that opening the file is one of the important tasks for the rooks. So h5, h4 is very interesting idea. Apart from that, I can say that knight f6, we can develop pawn to e6 and bishop d6, sighing towards the king side and attacking the king actually. So it is a
Yeah.
good idea. Bishops are pointing towards the
the
king
challenge
side.
over
Yeah.
here is if White gonna play G3. He has played already G3, right?
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
already
then
played GT.
then Ankush sir can just try to play
Yeah.
H1. But there is one thing to notice: Ankush sir is losing so much time in one game, right? He must
Yeah.
be repeating all the moves, and that's taking time. So because of this, I think the percentage of winning will be going down.
All
He
right.
might get timed out in several games.
Yeah, Anshul, we have seen that in the previous two simuls where it has been like a ripple effect where when it comes down to time, the coaches have lost 10 matches altogether, even though they have managed to win some and like have a good performance, but like suddenly they lose 10, 12 matches on time. That is why me and Rajat were not so optimistic as you and Aniket were there. And as you
Yeah,
said,
even I can say
90%
one thing.
wins.
I predicted something here. Like earlier they told like it will be 96. I will imagine that this time kid will be winning because it is tough.
Okay, with Somyaji, there were no beginner level kids. Again, with Ankush, there is no beginner level kids. For the audiences watching, beginner level means the level one kids who are just starting out in chess. These are all kids playing chess 960, as we were discussing, as Rajat was also saying, need to have a basic understanding of the game, to have some sort of understanding of tactics, as we were saying. So all the kids know these tactics, they know the opening rules also, they know some middle game theory, they know a lot of stuff. So not that easy for the coaches also because they have done that commendable job of teaching the students. As you can see, the kids are so high rated, 1700. Some kids, of course, the kids, I guess the aggregate or average rating of the kids here would be around 1500 plus. So in all the 20 plus boards that Ankush is playing, so not an easy task. 90% too optimistic. I would still go with a 60% or a 70% score there. So as the time is ticking, let's quickly jump to the next game and let's see a lot of different positions. We will see some crazy things happening. Okay, let's jump. And any interesting games also, you guys can also check it out and let me know if I have to switch to that game. Uh, okay, this one looks interesting as Caleb's Vaio Coutinho.
Well, this is my kid. I remember him. He's used to play very, these kind of events more. Let's see
Okay,
if he can, pull this up.
all
Though
right.
it seems like rating is not valid right now. Yeah. So, but he gonna give a challenge when he's not a strong player in the end game. So Ankush sir can take him on the end game if it goes over there.
All right, and okay, so Ankush is already 2 points up in this position. So should be comfortable here for Ankush, and as Anshul is pointing out, his kid not that strong in the end game, but you never know. Also, Anshul, the pressure is not about just going to an end game. As you see, he's playing fast, right? He's a good quick player, and it will be boiling down to the time. Just if he can keep the if the kids can keep the queens on the board, try to make the positions much more complicated, not simplify for Ankush to go into like a theoretical end game, then that should be the strategy for kids to go ahead and try. And let's see. It would be interesting to see how it goes. Simple, he's doing simple things, just bringing the queen here, attacking the bishop. But in a normal standard game, Ankush should have just not even taken more less than a second to just save this bishop, come back or something like that. But he has to go to 10, 20 other boards. Also, I'm not sure, Rajat, you might have insights about this. Is he playing on auto switch or manually?
I think it's auto switch right now is doing it.
Yeah, sir,
And auto
it's
switch.
auto switch.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
all
sometimes
right.
what happen in
Ankush
auto
joins
switch,
There
in.
are too many boards. Now I'm taking a little bit more less time than before
Okay, all right.
yeah, you have
And
to be you have to start
because
from very like you have to play like a bullet these kind of games because
these
at
games,
the
because
end,
we have
yeah,
heard from Narendran and Soumyajit, both of them, some troubles with auto switch there. So audiences auto switch means since he's playing so many boards, the boards automatically changes. Like he's not manually switching to new tabs and changing the boards on the Leech's platform. The board automatically shifts, but so this game came in right away, but sometimes it has happened, as the earlier coaches were saying, it took like 10 minutes to switch to one of the games where just a simple move could have been played. So that's also one of the challenges that the coaches are facing. Can we just
Right.
count the number of challenges that Ankush is facing today? First, level 2 kids, like not beginner level, level 2 kids. Second, time. Third, number of boards. Fourth, random colors, white, black. Fifth, like I just can't
random
keep up with
position also you can say
random
total
random
960
positions,
positions are
chess
there.
960 positions, and
Yeah, this
yeah,
this is 548. You can see it is mentioned over here.
yeah,
548. The position name is also there for every position. So total 960 way we can set up the position, and that includes the standard one also. So this is 548 position in chess
yes.
960.
I'll 1 second. I'll show the audiences. The if we are able to show the audience, 1 second. I'll try to show. All right. So as audiences, we can see here. Okay, this is the corner one 548, what Rajat was talking about. In the corner, if we just switch boards and we can see that there are different number of positions as chess 960 positions are possible. This is position number 636. So now you'll see that this is a different kind of a position. Okay. All right. Since we need the board bigger, Rajat, I'll switch back to the older view just to show the audiences. I changed it to the that 1 second.
Well, I can already see one win for Ankush sir, so that's great.
Yeah, already you can see the time that almost 18 minutes passed in one victory.
The
Right? It is
strategy should
done.
be for Ankush sir is to checkmate in the middle. He should not just wait for the other thing. So he must
Yes,
be
right.
able to find some checkmates.
Yeah, earlier Narendran played and his strategy was to just go in the end game, and because of that he lost so many games continuously. It was a you
It
can say
it did
hat
it
trick.
did it did backfire. And
Yeah,
okay, let's see the one
it
win.
was a
Okay,
domino effect that time that
Yeah, one
everyone
thing.
it's falling.
let's see. Okay, so the one win come against Arkush, 1311, and let's see. Okay, Black resigned. Okay, the I guess the kid got bored and left the game, so that's the victory that because
It could be also that if the kid might have thought that the knight can take on f7 and
Yeah,
it is for me, is going to lose.
but I
Generally
guess the
kids do
kid
like that, that
played
once they're going to lose a piece, they just quit the match.
but he just played the knight out to I guess defend that square
Yeah,
and
but
as
but but kid forgets about it that the knight can also take on f7. Sometimes they just don't get the way to go forward and they quit the match. So
You are
this could
absolutely
be
right.
also the
Yes.
reason for this.
okay
Yeah,
and
because right now you can see. Yeah, you want to say
no, I was
something?
just going to ask
Yeah.
that's definitely like Anshul knows the thought process of the kids. I'm definitely will agree somewhere where if kids sometimes think that they've lost the piece, there might be some way where they can protect it. But I just want to understand with you as coaches and as we are part of the Premier Chess Academy, how do you deal with situations like this? So Anshul, like what talk or a special speech that you give to the kids to not to do
Well,
this.
the analyses are the good for these kind of matches. If you're going to show the kids again these kind of position and tell them if you spend some more time on this move, you could have saved it. That is the only key analysis, and tell them to have some patience and look for the possibilities. There is always a possibility. Sometimes these words can ring their bell, and they can find the moves. So analysis and the patience, that's the only key for these kind of situations.
Aniket, what's your strategy to keep the kids motivated? Like sometimes when they resign, what's your thoughts there?
yeah, the same as Anshul sir said that analysis is the only key to for this situation. We can say that we can create such type of situation, and while playing also we can do that. If we are playing a game with them, as we play simul, right? At that time we can create this situation, and we can just try to capture that pawn and ask them, right, what you can do in this situation. So like that, let them think.
Okay, so we are
Okay.
getting a request for Anirudh's game. Can we switch to
Yes,
Anirudh's
I
game?
was just seeing that Anirudh Gods and Fun with Ayan. So we are seeing we are getting requests from both of them. Fun with Ayan waiting for next move. Fun with Ayan, be patient. Ankush is playing 20, 30, 25 games at a time, so it will take time to switch to your board. Okay. Meanwhile, you can enjoy the stream. Anirudh the God. Okay, let's see Anirudh the God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. Let's see if there is God level play here by Aniruddha God. And okay, first thoughts, Rajat, looking at the position.
So as you can see, the structure is like a solid semi-Slav type of structure by the black Anirudh. So it is interesting. And normally what happen is the king is also placed the right moment. You can see that same place and a good position for I can say black. And the white king is also stuck in the center. Rook is also misplaced right now. We don't know how to get it out. It's not easy. But we have one idea for the bishop. First, we have to develop the bishop. Bishop e2, bishop c4. We can try somehow by playing knight d5 first. But knight d5 first because bishop is there on g8. I'm there. So maybe knight d5 first, bishop e2, bishop c4. That's how we can develop it. And another one is that we have to fight for the center. Then we can try to play somehow d4 somehow. So we need to maybe we can go for c3 and d4. We need to plan something like that. C3 and
Okay.
d4, or queen d2 also we can go for first, and then we can apply that.
All right.
Also,
Can
one of the
we
interesting idea.
can we
Yeah.
take this game from the beginning? Like, let's see. So this is position number 621. Okay. Let's look at this from the beginning, and let's hear both of them played, I guess, knight g3 and e5 were the first moves. What would have been your first moves? Like, I would like to know from all three of you, Rajat, Anshul, and Niket. Like, and what are your first thoughts like coming while looking at this position? Like, let's just try to understand that. Probably,
So
Aniket, you can go ahead
definitely,
with the
yeah,
first
you
move.
can go ahead. Yeah, first.
Well,
Yes, sir.
definitely, I would like to go for the knights and bishops. So I would like to play those pawns which bishop can come out from, and the knights can come out on easily on g3 and c3. As the queen can come out from d2 square. So if we can move the pawn to d2, that's gonna work. Also, we should look for the castling moves. So if we can take out the g1 bishop first and the h1 knight, so the king can castle on the right side, and that's gonna be pretty much a good position for the white side.
Okay, and interesting. I did not know that the king can castle here because the rook is here. So how does castling works in chess 960? Like,
Well, you just have to place your king on top of your rook, and it will castle.
okay, and it castles like standard chess. Like the king will go
Yeah,
two steps, the rook will go two steps. That's
well,
like,
it can go even more than that, as the long castle also be considered. So yeah, it's gonna take a maximum 2 steps while castling. It cannot go more than that if you're talking about the king. But sometimes it goes the rook goes far away.
all right. Okay.
So
So,
here the casting could be also like this: the king gonna stand on f1 and the rook comes on e1. But in this case, I think the king gonna move to g1. I'm also not pretty much sure about this position as I have never played this combination of chess 960. But definitely, I can think that there the casting is possible.
so you just pick up the king and place it on g1 once both these
No,
pieces are out, and it will
not on
castle
g1. You have to place it on top of your rook. Then
over
only
on
it will
top of the
switch.
rook. Okay.
Yeah,
And
you can try. You
same
can
goes for
try to
long
do that.
castle, right? You have to place the king over the rook once all three
Yeah.
pieces are not there in the middle.
Yes, yes. So I think the king gonna stand on the c1 and the rook will come to d1 in that case.
All right. This is new information for me also and for the audiences also, I guess, because in standard chess and also like in chess 960, like you see, castling here is understood, but this one on the shorter side, when you place the king on the rook and it castles automatically, is something interesting that the audience should also learn, and I guess the kids would also be knowing about this. And let's see. So, all right. Aniket, what would have been your first moves? Like we heard Anshul's thought. We'd like to hear your thoughts too.
Yeah, sir, playing the 960 in that, my first ideas, means my first moves will be developing the knight first at the center squares, right? As we know that the knight is so strong in the center. Yeah, trying to develop the knight there. And creating a pawn structure, it's also good, right? Creating a strong pawn structure. And we can say that developing the like e3 move, developing the bishops out and controlling the long diagonals. So placing the bishops at a position from there, he can attack at the long diagonal. Means he can control the long diagonals. And mostly, I will situate my bishops at that position from where he can attack at the king side mostly. And so I can do that things and try to develop at that side. And as we know, following the principles, developing the pieces faster, that will help me.
All right, interesting. Rajat, do you agree with these guys or do you have a different take? Because we are seeing, right, like how with chess 960 also each player is thinking in a different way. Like although the ideas are coming same, but yeah, Anshul said we can probably play f4 trying to get these bishops here. Aniket also said some like e3 and getting the bishops out, knight coming to the center. Do you have like a different move here where you could have started? Or do you agree with
So
these?
basically, what we have to do is we have to follow the basic things, development of knight, controlling center, and all. And we have so many choices over here. So that is the difference between normal chess and the standard, like this one, chess 960. So knight c3 is one option. We have d4 also option. We have e4 option also. We have knight g3. We have even f4 also sometime. So many options are there. E4 is also there. Knight c3 is also there. Even c4 we can also play in that. So many choices are there. So depends upon like because it is not fixed.
All
Anything
right.
can be playable over here. So main thing is to get your like control center, get your knight out first, and then bishop. We need to look for some good diagonals for bishops, and then we can switch our like king and rook. We can castle later on.
Definitely very interesting. And let's see what's has happened in the game. Uh,
Oh, he played
yeah.
bishop e2. Yeah, I was talking about that. That
Yes.
bishop e2, knight d5, and bishop c4 idea is there to get the bishop out. It is
Okay.
an
And
interesting
what
idea.
should which should be the kind of plan for black here?
See, first of all, the knight is not out. Knight is sitting on the h8 square. First of all, we need to get our worst piece first. And if you see, the knight should come first accordingly. And after that, bishop is already doing good job. Even like the bishop is on g8 is having good diagonal. And black king is now able to like go to the queen side and castle. And for rook, he have f5 break that he can use. Bishop e6 can be played, and f5 break can come. And knight he need to improve basically. Knight g6 and
But
knight f4 is one of the idea. Yeah,
yeah,
these kind of stuff, and attack starting pawn storm and all is also the option after that, because if white will go castling the king side, then it will be also a problem for white actually.
okay. And Rajat, you just used new chess term. You will need to explain to the audience what that is. When you explain pawn storm.
Pawn storm is basically when we do opposite side castle. The main purpose is to use the pawn and try to open up the file for the attack. And the player who will just start attacking first and open the file and bring all his pieces for the attack, then that person have the chance to win the game. So mainly depends upon the initiative. Like you are going for first attack, and the move should be correct. Definitely not like if you're not playing correctly. Main purpose is to push the pieces backward so that they can't defend the king. And then we will try to open up the file, take the rook, open file, and then go inside. We have to penetrate them, and that's how the attack works.
Awesome.
Normally in English attack setup is there that mostly will find these kind of things. Yugoslav attack is there, and we can play against dragon, but it is random position, so these plans will be tough to make for like players in this position. But let's see.
All right. But yeah, sometime if the position permits, then we'll see some kind of a pawn storm. That is the pawns marching forward towards the board, and Ajit explained it in very much detail. How does that also works out, pans out? Okay, let's jump to the different game. There was one more request, right? Fun with Ayan. Let me see if I can find that game. Fun with AYN is that I see one ID AYN 27J. If that is the same one, then probably all right. Even if it isn't the same one, let's just look at this because we haven't looked at this game. And now it's getting down to the wire. Things are heating up. Only 20 minutes left and one win on the board. And it's still, you see the middle game, right? And most of the boards we see, the queens are on the board. So probably like going to get tougher for Ankush as we go down to the wire, down to the clock. Let's see. And yeah, guys. And all none of the positions I've seen were like very few positions or few boards. Like I've seen Ankush has like a piece up or maybe one or two pawns up. Like nothing major there. All right, one or two pawns for Ankush against the kids is a major thing, but not much. You see, this point wise, this position looks equal. And
So
thoughts about this.
main thing is over here in these chess 960, you have to maneuver the pieces to look for some best square actually, and that too takes time actually, and then only you're going to attack once your pieces are out and on a good position. So that is the problem. First of all, it will take a lot of time to maneuver piece and look for some good square and then start attacking. Because as you can see in almost all the boards, the pieces are not out still. Then how he can attack? That is the problem. So I think for today's result will favor the kids mostly because of that. But let's see, because they are intermediate level also mostly, so they will give a good fight actually till the end, and not a easy. Even if you are winning the game, if you are like material up also, then also it's tough task to complete the game actually. So two wins are there so far out of like 25 games, and only 18 minutes left.
Awesome.
So we need to
And
speed up.
we have Tushar Sharma in the chat saying hi to everyone. So all right, shout out to Tushar Sharma. Uh, 1 second. Yeah. So this is the chat. This is Tushar Sharma. There's Anirudh Pandey. Anirudh K 2010 chess game is being requested, and Anant Dalmia won. Sure. We'll go to Anant Dalmia and Anirudh 2010 chess game. Let's jump to that and 1 second. Okay. Anirudh K. Anirudh K 2010 chess. Going well. In fact, Aniruddha looked at the position just a point up right now. And let's see, captured the pawn, is attacking the rook right now. Ankush just made a move, and it has been only 11 moves here, but definitely coming down to the wire, only 17 minutes with Ankush. Ankush, I guess you need to hurry up for certain positions or certain games, and let's see how's it going.
So
Can
white gave the
we
pawn
look
over
at?
here, basically for the tactics like a skewer. So yeah, if you want to, anyone want to explain about skewer, you can explain. Yes, I'm sure you want to say something.
Yeah, I was telling that can we look at how many games have been finished so that we can understand how much Ankush are in pressure.
It's only 2 wins right now.
Oh well, we are
Five,
going.
4, 8, uh,
Wish we can give more time to
12,
Ankush sir.
16, 20, almost more than 20 games going on, and it's only 2 games which has finished right now. So, uh, a lot of games pending, and we'll see around the 10-minute clock, Anshul, it will be much more better to understand. And
Well,
coming back, yeah, so Rajat, you were talking about skewers. Let's understand
Yes,
skewers.
yes.
But
So skewer is basically when you will see any bigger piece is in the front and behind that there is undefended smaller piece value. So when you try to attack from the front, that piece has to move because that is more valuable than the behind piece, which is lower in value. Then you can simply capture that piece whenever the suppose over here you can see the knight moved over here on b4, and now rook comes on a1 to attack that pawn. So definitely that's why I have given the pawn on a2. It's not like black won the pawn. So yeah, you can go over here knight a2 and then rook a1 was played. That is a skewer over there. So bigger piece value compared to the pawn is the knight. That is worth 3 points, and pawn is worth 1 point. Rook comes in, and knight has to move to b4, and the pawn is hanging on a7.
all right, awesome skewer means okay, awesome. So as skewer means, and a lot of food item terms coming in, right? For skewer. So interesting how chess picks up the terms and ideas from a lot of places, and it's interesting. All right, so here kind of position equal, but both of them, both even Anirudh and Anshul, both of them can sorry. Okay, all right. Anirudh and Ankush, both of them need to figure out a way, bring a lot of pieces onto the game. Right. Uh, okay. Guys, let's jump here. Okay. All right. See, this happens. Pressure on the time.
Basically,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, basically removing the guard concept was there. Actually, knight was defending the c2, and the main idea for black is to just get rid of this knight, attack this knight, white's knight, so that he can capture on c2. That was the idea. So that's why the king d1 was played to defend the pawn. And now what white did is he's just pinning the knight because the rook is there on g1, but
Well, those
still he can
pieces
easily defend it.
stuck inside is making tough for Ankush to do something in this game. Right? The queen and the bishop both are stuck. The rook can't do anything over there. So it must have been figured out.
But
Yeah, bishop
probably
c5 is a
move like
nice move.
c3 here, kind of. But then again,
Yeah, bishop c5 he played to protect the pawn also on a7 and attacking the knight also. So two things the bishop is doing, and very interesting idea by
and
Ankush, we
also
can
there
say.
is a pin where the rook is attacked. So now
Yes.
the position is getting complicated, much more complicated than expected. And here, every human being will need some time to think, which Ankush definitely doesn't have. Like he just has to move the pieces, and it will be interesting to see how he handles this.
Yeah, now again a brilliant move you can say by black, because again the thing was coming like to take on f3
Also,
and the
also
knight on b4 is hanging.
Aniruddha K, shout out to Aniruddha K, thinking these moves very quickly on the spot and causing troubles here. So definitely it will be very interesting to see, and would
Well,
also
pawn c3 can solve all the problems over here, I think.
okay, pawn c3, yeah, but then knight goes again back, kind of
No,
very
it can
int
be easily defendable. Yeah, white can easily defend it. However,
Yeah,
we have
pawn
c3, we
c3
have
we can
e3.
say that. Yeah, pawn c3 we can say that. But as we can say that the black bishops are also well placed, means controlling the long diagonals, right? Yeah. And also from a black side, we can say I can suggest one move that's playing the g6, developing his queen in the long diagonal. That will be also a good move. Yeah, bringing a queen directly into a game. Yeah, when the queen
Yeah,
will come into a game, it will be hard for the Ankush to after that play.
okay. This position is very
Yeah,
complicated, and tactics flowing in for black g6
this
was
is a
not the
cross
move
pin
that,
over here.
yes,
yeah,
We have a cross pin
cross.
over here. We call it as cross pin, like pin from both the side, both the diagonals.
And
And
yeah, c3 played by Ankush, trying to solve or figure out the problems here. But as mentioned, now c3 also stops. C3 also stops the crosspin tactic that was going to flow here. And okay, probably some chances now back. If we are just able to eat up and move the rook somewhere up on the board with the so G pawn or E pawn. I guess definitely G pawn sound looks better here.
yes, yes, G pawns opens the rook file, so I'll go for G actually, not E1 because E2. G2 pawn makes sense actually here.
Yes. So
And you can say kids are very good in tactics actually. Kids are very
yeah,
sharp in tactics. They used to practice a lot, and if you see like mostly other players, they will be good at strategy and all these maneuverings. But kids are very sharp in tactics. They can easily spot it better, you can say, than any adult.
and yes, kids are very strong. And let's see, let's jump to another request from the chat. So Aniruddha K 2010, that was the game. So Anand the boss requested Anant Dalmia's game. So let's see. Let's surely Anant will go to Anant Dalmia's game. Let's see. Okay, one second. Give me a second to find it. I am loving the chat today. A lot of requests, a lot of active chat. This is that we want. Chat, thanks for being so active, but also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the stream and show us the support so that we keep bringing in such interesting events to you all almost every week. Coming here, only 9 moves played. Interesting. Anand, just castle. Let's look. Okay, this was a basic castle. I was hoping for one of the castles that Anshul mentioned is about to happen, but this is a standard castle which took place in a chess 960 game. And interesting. And let's see. So the opening went on with e4, and we see a lot of different ideas. b6, planning to probably open up the bishops here.
Yeah, even if you see that white have a good control over the center, which is very nice by Anand.
Yeah, even though opening rules are not coming into play, but some kind of opening principles, like the in sense of a not exactly like opening moves theory, but some ideas from the opening is coming into the play where Anant is taking control of the center. So that's a good idea, good plan, and slowly and he has played very principled chess, going castle, getting into the center, and yeah. Now Ankush unleashes the attack, both here, queen and rook on both the files. But good chess by Anand Dalmia, Anand the Boss, I guess. That was his ID on YouTube, or probably of his parents. So
You can say white position seems. I like the white position more because how black is going to attack. He's having knights. He's having so many pawns, queens for defense. And black darks per bishop is really bad right now because you can see the pawn is stuck at d6, and now how to get it? You have option of playing a6, b5, and then your other bishop can't go to that darking. Then we have bishop a7 idea to get this bishop out, and it is really time taking process, I can say. But for white, on the other hand, he have b3, bishop b2, have the good diagonal there. Bishop can go to d3 and all. So all the pieces of white will be very really nicely placed,
all right,
and you need to
and
get the rooks and all.
with this, when you said the bishop is there, stuck, kind of, I remember if you would have checked Arya's video on top five moves by Nepo, he explains this very nicely. He says the pieces are crying in the corner. So that's how I can relate with this.
Yeah.
So here, this bishop is crying in the corner here, whereas all the action of the board that is happening is here. Sad. These are the sad pieces for the kids to understand it simply. This bishop is crying in the corner here on the side of the board. All
Yes,
right.
knight on c7 also, like it's not really good and stuck. knight,
Yeah.
knight on
So
b7 can
the
be
right
improved.
the right side pieces here, which are in the corner, are like crying in the corner, whereas all the action that is happening is on this side of the board. So, and these pieces are not exactly crying, as Rajat mentioned. They can quickly come and jump into the game and become very much active. All right. So Anand
Well,
Dalmia playing good
I would
chess.
like to add one thing in this.
Yeah,
I think
Anshul.
Ankush sir is trying to play a pawn storm over here. That's why he just pushed the pawn to g5 and not, wanting a castle over that side. So
Yes,
it could
definitely.
this strategy, but that can slow down because the pieces are not enough to support those pawn storm. So yeah, Ankush sir must have took out his pieces towards this side first and then apply the pawn storm.
Yeah, basically this is a premature attack. Maybe like he want to scare his opponent. That's why he's doing it. Maybe like he will make some mistake in that case by using the pawn storm. That can be one of the strategy like player follows.
All right,
Yeah,
but
but
now it's coming down to the wire, coming down to the time. Let's see the score. Okay, Ankush has 4 wins already. Okay, that's very interesting. 4 games already over. Ankush registers wins against Arush, as we saw, against Jason Paul Jayakumar, and Jason Paul Jayakumar, I guess, just resigned. I'm not sure why. So that is the victory that Ankush got. Let's see. All right, and it's a clean checkmate that Ankush managed to find. And uh, all right, Jason Paul Kumar, no worries, you're playing good. Just a little bit of hard luck, not to remove a lot of pieces around the king. You removed all the pieces around the king, and finding this checkmate also is commendable by Ankush in such less time. So that's the game. That is one of the game that has gotten over. I'm going in a little bit of rush because let's see the four games that Ankush has already won, and we'll have only 5 minutes on the clock. Okay, so this is another game, Perisai Krishna, that Ankush has already won. So okay, and let's see. Okay, so he got a fork and the kid resigned respectfully. But kids don't resign because you need to trouble Ankush sir till the end so that he has more boards playing on and Ankush might lose on time. So kids don't resign and this
Yeah, last time we have seen an incident in that one beginner kid was losing and he just fight till the end and he won
he
by
won on
time
time.
actually.
So
Yeah.
yeah, also it's recommended to play till the end no matter if you lose the queen. Just play till the end. You never know, there might be a stalemate or there are always chances. So losing is fine, but not fighting till the end is not. So play till the end. All right. Let's see if there are any other requests in the chat. Okay. We have almost spectated all the requests from the chat. We'll jump to more positions. These were the couple of games that he has already won. Another victory, this one finally, as I was jumping through, this is the final position where Ankush has got another checkmate here. Uh, sorry, yeah,
Oh, it's
checkmate.
already done. Yeah, already done. Queen C2 was played.
Oh, Queen C2 was played. Sorry, the move wasn't showing. Queen C2, and you see Knight registers. So 6 wins. Interesting. Only like 4 5 minutes left on the clock. Already 6 games down the corner. But other games, 5 wins on the board. Other games will be very interesting. Let's see what's happening here. Karthik 09. Ankush just made a move. Queen C2. And we see for a lot of games, it's only like 10 15 moves which have been registered. And as Rajat was saying, in chess 960 it is very common, right, to for the games to go on till 30 40 moves. Okay, so now Aniket, Anshul, do you guys change your predictions? What's your prediction now?
Well, in the midway, I only predicted that it's gonna be tough for to do it in this much time. As I can see, it's taking a lot of time to switch the boards and submitting the moves. So yeah, that's gonna be you know way more down than I expected. Well, in the midway, I was expecting at least Ankush sir can pull up to 50%, but it seems like it's way gonna down than that.
But he has managed to do some very quick checkmates, like we saw, like 4 5 wins quickly in the bag. So we are hoping for a 50%, but it looks very difficult right away. And it is very difficult to take up this challenge as we were counting the number of problems. Like it was more than 6 problems that we could have counted. Playing chess 960, playing with random colors, playing with not level 1 kids, playing with all the kids who are more than on an average more than 1500 rated. We see Rohan Karthik is also here 1672 rated. In fact, showing more rating than Ankush in chess 960. Of course, Ankush is definitely much more stronger. And if he was playing only one game, then the results would have been very different. But playing more than 20 20 25 games at all the front, a lot of challenges going on. Only 2.5 minutes left for Ankush on some of the boards. So, what is the 15-second format called? Is it Hyper Bullet or Ultra Bullet? Something like that. So, or like even less time than Ultra Bullet on if you divide it by the number of boards for Ankush
Yeah.
left. So, definitely. And
Well, we can
it,
wish only the Ankush sir is very good at Ultra Bullet.
sure. And we have more requests in the chat. Uh, All right, we will jump into more requests from the chat, which is Ishwar 14's game and Sriyukta's game. Okay, definitely. Thank you for interacting. We'll definitely jump into uh, 1 second. Ishwar 14. Let's quick jump into Ishwar 14. Also, unfortunately, only 8 moves have been played on Ishwar 14's board, and Ankush is going down to the corner.
Just a minute. Sir, you have a class, right? At one? It is already one. Okay.
Yeah, I can
All
manage.
right. Okay, so Anshul has a class, but Anshul is staying for the games till the games get over. So that's great. Thanks, Anshul. Let's see. It would be interesting. Anshul has gotten excited and
Well,
he wants to he wants to stay
well,
back
I'm
for a
hopeful
couple
for
of
Ankush sir to pull at least to 50%. So I just
he
want to see.
Yes, he's rooting for his colleagues' victory. Also, we of course root for our colleagues' victory, but we also root for the kids. And me and Rajat were team kids, whereas Anshul and Aniket seem to be team coaches here. And let's see. So Ishwar's game started out. Ishwar looks like okay.
So basically, we have seen all these practical before that also in last two events, and it was very challenging even in the normal one. And this is too tough, I can say, not
And
easy. So we
yes,
even predicted that it may be even less than 50%. Even we have predicted maybe kids have more chances to win. But still, let's see. Like Ankush have played very good chess, I
and
can say.
Ishwar
Well,
has
it gives
done a
us
good
a,
job.
well, it gives us experience that we have to give more time to our coaches. Well, it's yeah, like Chirag sir has said, there's a six challenge to he has to deal with, and it's very less time for that.
So main purpose of this event is like kids will enjoy, like even like kids can also have a chance to win, and it will be like more of a classical type of practice for the kids to play live, and we'll be explaining all the games and all. So that will benefit a lot for the kids, and even like parents are also watching, I can say. So it
Also,
will be
it's a
overall
big
learning experience. Yeah.
Yes, as you said, some good learnings for kids. Kids learn patience as they are kind of playing a classical chess. Because even though it looks like kids have only 10 minutes on the clock, but meanwhile, push comes from the other board. They have to think throughout, so it's like they get 1 hour. Another thing is big, like if one of the kid, even if they are managing, okay, so here Ishwar manages to beat Ankush on time. If they are managing to beat another coach who is very high rated on FIDE on time, so it's a big confidence boost, big confidence morale while kids are playing any offline tournaments or online tournaments. Also, they get the bragging rights in front of their coaches. They can analyze these games later and understand the complexities of each positions. So these are a lot of benefits for the kids and also some good learnings for the coaches to how to take up a challenge and some very interesting positions. Let's see. Okay, so all right, and the ripple effect that we were talking about. Let's see. So 12 losses on the board right away in a second. And this is the
Yeah.
pattern that we have seen, like 10 losses, 12 losses on a go. And here, let's see, we will go down. There are some games which are just going on. There's one more request which we saw in the chat. And yes, Anant, you won. Aniruddha, you won. Congratulations, guys. They are in the chat. Thanks for being in the chat. If Siryukta, let's see. Siryukta's is the request. Let's see if Siryukta's game is going on. Okay.
So 4 5 games is still going on right now, if you can see. I
Yes.
think the
So
timer is
Siryukta, we'll
going
just
on.
come back. We'll just come back to Siryukta's game. 4 5 games are going on, and it's on the wire. This is the game. Ayan J 27J, and looks like. What do you think? 5 seconds. Will Ankush manage to get a checkmate? It's
Well,
the
there
white.
is no near
I
to
think
check.
it's no, no. It is really tough because in 5 seconds, if you have increment also and boards are switching off, then also it is tough. Like if you are
Okay.
stuck to this position, then it is fine. Game you're playing, then you can win because you're piece up. But the boards will get switched automatically. So if you will stick on this game, you can win.
All right, so let's see. This is also one of the games going on here. Ankush has less than a minute. The opponent has Pradyumna 1 2 3 4 5 6 0. So and interesting position where Ankush has some attack going on and the knight is here. So all right. Uh, Interesting, but again, looks very difficult. Let's quickly jump since all the games I'm jumping between a lot of boards since all the games have a lot of different uh, clocks going on. So I guess which is the other game? Sure, Anshul, you can take a leave if you want to. We'll see you in the next stream. I hope you had fun. You can say your final parting words to the audience, and thanks for joining us in the commentary box.
Well, it's been a very good experience for me, and I will surely like to come back. Thank you all who are watching, and we'll meet again soon. Thanks all. Bye, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Anshul sir, for coming first time for the commentary. Okay, I'll see
Bye.
you.
Right. Can meanwhile Anshul is gone. Let's just
So switching board was taking a lot of time. Now there is
okay.
nothing left to play.
So you
Ankush
should
is here back.
you should focus on the game right now, which you are winning. Actually, I will recommend that. Or you can auto switch. You can turn it off and try to do it
This
manually. That will be better.
oh yeah, I should have done that, but now it's over. This is the last game.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Ankush is here. So only Pradyumna is the last game that is going on. All right.
Still, this one we can say that attacking possibilities are very rare because all the black pieces are there to defend the king. And being two rooks, having the two rooks over there in the open file will not help you much over here still because so many defenders are there for the black king. But let's see. So, opponent is trying to win on time.
Oh, okay.
Ankush being a gentleman, why just letting the time run out. All right. And okay. All right. So, just jumping through, most of the games are over. And yes, the great Panda, he won. Pradyumna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 won the match. And okay. So, a tough day for the coaches here. Tough day for us. 7 wins for Ankush and 15 losses. But the 7 wins came early. We saw that the 6 wins came very early, and losses we see when the time runs out, 12 game, 13 games, losses quickly, in a fraction of a second. All right, so coming back, let's hear from the man of the day, Ankush. What are you feeling right now?
Sir, it was really nice. See, I just don't want it to lose on position, right? Losing on the time is okay. So I think I took a little bit more time as kids don't see me playing rapid games because I love standard chess and 90 plus 30. That's my favorite format. Maybe that's the reason. And switching was taking a little bit of time. Some were playing, students were playing good, so finding moves against them was hard. So every move we have to check tactic, right? So from where the chess tactic will come, we don't know. So we have to keep checking that, and especially it is 960. So we don't even know which opening we are playing, what tactic we have to avoid. So it is completely new. That's why I think I took a little longer than usual, but yeah, it was a good experience for me. Okay, all the best to kids who won.
All right. And
Exactly.
Anshul, 1 second, we'd also like to hear your thoughts. There was a request in the chat for analyzing the game of Sri Ukra. We haven't taken that request we have taken it. So let's hear from you. Okay. So let's just look at this position. This is chess 960 starting position number 852. It is showing here. And let's see, quite complicated from the beginning as we see bishops on different squares, knights here. Where will the knights go? And the queen coming to the center. So let's see how did it go. And started with d4, and you're not used to with the d4 with the king's pawn coming forward on d4. But let's see. And okay,
Yeah, the pawn sacrifice basically to attack on e4, d4 actually.
all right. So you see, it's just starting out, and what should the kid have played here? Should the kid go back? But then doesn't help, right? So you have
Yeah, actually it doesn't help. So taking is better.
all right,
Only choice.
and here let's see c5. Okay, the queen came back. Uh, so good move by attacking. The queen has to come back, and all right, a lot of tactics flowing. Knight comes to the defense.
That's
Anshul,
good.
your Anshul's idea was to attack the knight, but the kid saw this also. So good, Sriyukta found the defense there, and okay,
So very important thing is to just have a good concentration, a focus when you're playing chess 960, because anywhere, whatever you're playing, anything can happen. You don't know
yes,
what pieces are
and the
dependent
kid
and all.
found all the correct ideas. The kid defended the rook attack also. Meanwhile, the knight was attacked, so knight was the only defender for the rook. So he moved the rook. The kid Sriyukta moved the rook up, and this is the castling that Anshul was talking about. It's not necessary that you will get a normal castle. You just do this. You place the king over the rook, and in if there are no pieces in the middle, they can still castle. So interesting castling for chess 960. Some good lessons for the kids who do not know how this castle works in not a standard one, but a chess 960 castle works. So here, this is how chess 960 castle went ahead, and yeah, so interesting. And Anshul, Ankush, your thoughts, sorry, of this position and how did Sriyukta play? Looks like Sriyukta handled this position really well.
Yeah, after losing the central pawn, then also the pieces means when the queen tries to attack on her, right, at the pin side. Not a queen side. Also, we can't say here king side and queen side because the places are dispersed, right? Yeah. So she handled well here by playing the pieces at the right places. But then also I can say, unsure sir pieces are at their places only. Means after that, unsure sir can start developing a bishop to a7, try to attack at the queen's king side, right? We can say that.
Yes, and we
Yeah.
just okay. Okay, Ankush's internet went a little bit of haywire and we lost Ankush for a second, but he is back now. Okay. Yeah. So coming back, we will congratulations to all the kids for such good victories, and we'd like to hear more from you, Ankush. Ankush, are you connected? Are you back?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm back.
All right, Ankush, we'd like to hear more from you. How did the kids perform? Which was
Yeah.
one of the most interesting games that you found? Something, anything will do.
Uh, I think I found some very good tactics. If you see, okay, win games are already we know we are winning. Out of the 15 losses, if you check all the games, you will see uh, more than half of the games I was tactically material up. Sometime I was exchange up, rook up. So sometimes the position was good, but there were students who played really really good. There was a tough competition, so students are good. Yeah, so I would advise kids to play more of 960 to develop the middle game understanding more. So most important is to analyze your games. After you play, just analyze your games.
Yes, it's definitely a lesson
So
agreeing. So
one
that
feedback for us all that next time if we host a simul of these, so we have to multiply it with the number of the students. So time should be more.
So
So
what
that means
strategy you made,
okay.
Ankush, like before playing
Ankush,
that event?
what are
Like
your
any
thoughts
strategies?
here?
Yes,
You,
sir.
what are your thoughts here?
Yeah,
You got time
before
out.
starting this, I actually went and checked for. See, castling was very. It is very tricky. So I also didn't know what exactly are the requirements for castling in 960. So it is a simple rule. Just the king and the rook. They should go on their original place. That's all you have to do. So we
And
have to just drag over the king over the rook. Okay,
yes,
here it
but
was made to follow. I think I run out of time here.
yes,
Queen G2
and
make
this was
Queen
Queen
G7.
G7. Queen G7 is
So
the
did you make
checkmate.
any strategy before playing? Like any strategy come to your mind, or directly you just said and just started playing this?
Yeah, so strategy was basically to control the center. So I look for the if you go to any of the random starting position, can you go, sir?
Sure.
Move number one. Can you go to move number one? Any of the
Yes.
game.
Sure, definitely. Let's take this one.
Any game move number one. So here what we have to see, suppose this is a dark square bishop on b8. So I will try to open this bishop because if white castles short, so this bishop will be looking at the king side. So I was more looking at the attacking my bishops at the king side. So if white castles, the bishop is already looking on h2. So strategy was something like that. And one more strategy is to not move the diagonal pawn of the king, because there were checks might come. So we have to be careful about those tactics. So yeah, so I don't like moving this pawn early in 960. Actually, I play 960 also. I play a bullet format. So we have to avoid tactics. So I don't play that. But it is okay. You can play that actually. So that's why I played c5, and see, as I told you, I open my bishop against the king side. So if
So
white castle
isn't
that
so
side, my
isn't
bishops will be looking already
so
there.
so over here isn't a good idea like to get the bishop on e5 and then put it on the that diagonal, different diagonal g2 or g7 to b2 diagonal, because
Sir,
anyways you're going to push d6.
c3 will come. If we go bishop e5, white will play c3, and that bishop doesn't have a good thing.
Yeah, or maybe later on
We
you
have to
can,
go d5.
yeah, you can keep the bishop there till the time, like even like if white
f4
is
will,
going to push.
sir,
Yeah, yeah, you have to wait
f4
for it.
will
Yeah,
take the tempo.
yeah,
f4
that's
will
what I
take
was
the
saying.
tempo.
But isn't it better than like playing d6 and blocking the bishop? What do you think? Or maybe
Yeah,
just
yes,
giving the
sir,
bishop on
exactly. See,
d3.
as as it was a
Yeah,
simultaneous and there were so more matches
yes.
on the board, I was not like actually, especially when I heard your commentary that I should, I'm taking so much time, my time is
Yeah.
running out. So if it is 1 or 2 game, then we can easily do what we want to do. But in simultaneous, there is
So
a
how
lot
much
of things. But
competitiveness is there in this in this chess 960 you played today? What
sorry,
you
sir, please
expected,
repeat.
like what you expected about this event? Is it going to be easy or like very challenging for you, or
Yeah, see, I
let's see.
never take opponents easily. Even I know it were mid beginner and intermediate. See, I don't usually play this. They don't also don't usually play it. So it can be equal. I did not take them easy. I know it's going to be tough. See, anything can happen. This is chess. Any tactic can
Yeah.
happen from anywhere. If you miss anything, and someone finds the tactic, you're lost, right? So this
Yes,
is
yes.
yeah, there were some few games in which like students made some blunders, like queen blunders and all. Those were, I will say, were but rest all of the game were good and tough competitions. Children are really doing good.
So did you enjoy these kind of events?
Yes, sir, I really enjoyed.
Challenge.
Awesome, man. There were really a lot of tactics
Yeah,
flowing. We saw
next
cross
time.
spins, skewers, discovered check attacks, all type of any like you used. There were like pawn breaks going on. We were always like pawn storms. A lot of things we were just looking at, and it was very interesting to see those things, Ankush. And yeah, you were saying next time probably. What's the plan
Yeah,
for next
next
time?
time I would like to host one more simul like this with another variant. Like I like the anti-chess the most because in that format the same tactics doesn't work as in other chess formats.
Yeah.
960 is good. So
Even
anti-chess is,
we can ask the
yeah,
viewer also what they like. They can comment
yeah.
below in our chat box
After
so
getting
that
the
we can host.
feedback, we can do something like that.
Yes, yes. If they will agree on that, any particular variant they like, they can comment below so that we can just come up with that. And any coach can take the challenge. Let's see.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were
today
saying something. Yeah.
some of my students today said, "Sir, we want to play hot." And
Oh,
there were
hot.
like,
Okay.
I counted the pawn, there are 40 pawns versus versus one side, 40 pawns against one side with the regular normal pieces. So that is really interesting. Kids enjoy that format.
Yes, kids definitely love variants, and kids definitely love different type of. And one more thing, Ankush, I just wanted to check whether not exchanging queens was one of the strategy that you opted for.
Yeah, in this position I thought I have a discovery on the queen. I missed the knight on e4. So
Okay, and
yeah,
meanwhile you
time
were
trouble, time.
time
If
trouble.
you
We
go into
can
that, yeah,
definitely
time trouble,
see that you
total
only had 3 minutes on the
total 3
clock.
minutes. Total 3 minutes, more than
No,
15
but
games on the
when you
board.
played this movie, in fact, you had only 45 seconds.
Yeah, 45, and still there were 10
45.
games on the board. So I was
Yeah.
just looking for checks. In last 5 minutes, I was just looking for checks.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
even
right.
commenting is easy, but the person who is facing actually
Playing is
indeed, then
not
that
that
person will
easy,
tell a
Yeah,
lot.
and
if you see any game, any of my game in which I have more than 10 minutes on the board, that will be I was doing. I saw when I had 12 minutes. I was doing okay.
you won
And
some good
after
games.
that, it started to
Okay, I guess
the time
this
trouble.
Kushar Singh got bored, and after one move, two moves, and he did not have the patience and wasn't expecting the games to go on for so long. So Kushar Singh just resigned, and no, Kushar Singh went out of time here. But
By time.
Also, Aniket joined the first time with us, so you can share your experience.
yes,
Yeah, it's a
Aniket,
great
what
What?
experience.
thoughts?
Means, first time only I'm doing this thing. I will like to say means as I predict that Ankush sir will win the 90%, right? He will have a 90% win in the games. But as we are talking about the 960, right? So it's totally a time game. Means in this game, in this format, time is needed. More time is needed. So we can say that if Ankush sir have more time, so he will have win more than the 50% games like that. We can see that. And as we had seen the games, Ankush sir had lost, right? In that, he had totally a piece up or the position up. So that things,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's the main.
me and Chirag are already aware about it because we have already seen two
Yeah,
events before.
One
It
more
is not
person who
going to
is
be
aware about
90%.
it has joined the chat, and Soumyajit says Ankush OP. Soumyajit has been through that. The last time Soumyajit took the challenge, and Soumyajit was pretty confident that he will score good wins, but he was only able to manage like a 60% score. So Soumyajit relates to you, Ankush, and says OP to you. So shout out to
Even this time
Soumyajit.
it is intermediate level also, so it is tougher than the last time.
Yes,
So
it's
kids
much more
have good
tougher.
knowledge.
So, level 3 kids have a lot of knowledge. Also, people who are viewing right now, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Also, click on the notify button for the next stream. We have a very interesting events coming up for tomorrow, which is a parental chess fiesta for the parents of India and the Middle East region, where not the kids, but interestingly, we'll see the parents compete for the kids, and a big announcement coming through. Parents, if you win, you get a 1 month free classes for your kids. So, so that's the price on the stake. So it's time for the kids not to win the trophy, but for the parents to win something for the kids. That is one month free classes for the parents who win. So it will be interesting, and that event is happening tomorrow, Sunday, 7 p.m. IST. So everyone following this stream, we expect you to join there too. All right. So, Rajat, Aniket, Ankush, we'll call it off. We'll take a leave here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If you have any final words, feel free. And
Yeah. So thank you everyone who joined the stream. Keep joining and keep learning.
Yeah, this event will, I will say that this event will be very helpful for the kids. They'll be very excited because playing normally and like playing like classical type of system improve their game overall. And different variants. Sometime they'll not get bored of the normal chess, and they'll get to learn so many things because we are coming like 4 5 coaches and we are explaining things about the position. So different aspects of the game we are teaching. So that will be really helpful for the kids. So also, if you have anything like you want to share, you can share in the comment box, like any event or anything specific for the upcoming event. So we can take your request also for that. So yeah, Aniket, you want to say something? No.
yeah, sir. Means yeah, we have to take these types of events. Means these types of events really help the kids to improve. As we are talking about the 960, in 960, what we have to do, just the pieces maneuvering is most important in this. So as I told, the taking of patience, it will increase the patience, right? We have to maneuver the pieces for in a proper position, right? In a proper squares. So it will help them to develop the pieces and all that things instead of playing on the lines, right? Trying to what we said, just playing on that line. Instead of that, calculating, focusing on the main games. Try to create their thinking power and all that things. You can say that
Yes,
will
absolutely
really help
right.
them.
Yeah, actually, Bobby Fischer did that. He made this test 960 because all the players, because what happened is they are just used to the same openings, all the stuffs.
Yeah,
Something creativeness was there in the game. So that's why he created this for all the players. And Bobby Fischer was legend. Everyone knows about it. And the former world chess champion, whom everyone focus like read all the games about him and like follow him.
All right.
So yeah,
And
Chirag.
so kids definitely played like Bobby Fischer today and were able to defeat Ankush. So the final scores, just summing up, 15 wins for the kids, 15 wins for the kids, team kids, and only 7 for Ankush. So hard luck. Next time we'll come back stronger from team coaches. And kids, keep it up. You're doing a great job. And we'll until next time. See you guys, everyone. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.